When it comes to Magic Johnson, man, James Worthy said it best. I don't think there will ever be another 6'9" point guard who smiles while he humiliates you.
Let's take a moment now for the Sprite ice-cold keys to the game. Now, Clark, as you look at the Pacers, what do you think will be the key for them?
Well, Zach Randolph is someone they've got to zero in on. A talented scorer inside. He loves, absolutely loves scoring in the paint. So what do? Send him outside. Don't let him get to the sweet spot in the paint area.
And Clark, as for Memphis, how about them? And here is Ford. Right now averaging 17 points a game.
Excellent anticipation there, Kev. He placed that pass perfectly.
And here is Mayo. To Mayo. Gets in close. Graceful finish.
A.J. Mayo is only going into his second season in the league and is already proven to be a tremendous jump shooter. One of the best we have in the NBA.
Here's Conley, averaging 9 points per contest. It in on the layup.
That's exactly the way you practice it. Hit the open man for the great look.
Magician. And here is Ford. Over Conley. Ford, no luck.
Really not enough defensive pressure there to force that miss. He's got to be disappointed.
And Memphis turns it over. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
You know, Kevin, I don't think they frittered this game away. I thought they battled. But it wasn't enough down the stretch. They had a couple of key breakdowns, and that was the difference.
On defense, Memphis. Here's Magician. Randolph grabs the board.
They're going to have a little more patience on offense, Kevin. They're rushing.
It's off his leg. And the ref's whistling a kick ball. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. Look at Cleveland. Right now they're off to a fast start. First play, Cleveland. Right now they're off to a fast start. And, of course, there's the Pacers, down 4 spots from them. Here's Conley. Here's Mayo. It falls short. On offense, here are the Pacers. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Memphis this season.
Yep, they'll see them twice this season, so not a lot of face time with these guys.
Granger misses. Memphis trailing here. It's one-on-one. In close. Yes! And the people do like to see these interconference battles.
I agree with you, Kevin. Definitely in some sports you don't get to play all the other teams on your home court, so the fans love coming out for these. Kevin, one of the outstanding young point guards to keep an eye on is Mike Conley. I mean, he got off to a slow start, a little bumpy, but right now the reins of that Memphis team are in his hands, and I think he's going to handle it well.
Granger with the ball. Last game, 26 points.
You know, Kevin, last year, Danny Granger really stepped up as an all-star player and a leader for the Indiana Pacers. I mean, he's a phenomenal scorer. As a matter of fact, he's the only player in the history of the NBA to increase his scoring average by 5 points a game in his first 4 years in the league. He was a 25-point-per-game scorer, and he does it with three-point shooting, driving the ball to the basket, and knocking down almost 90% of his free throws.
Granger with the ball. Right now averaging 31 points a game.
Kevin, even with his shooting ability, you can't settle for long-range bombs like that.
Randall hits the 15-footer.
Boy, I thought that was well played by both teams. Solid defense, but good offense trumps good defense.
Now Murphy, defended by Gasol. Kick out, perimeter. 6 seconds to shoot. To Ford, dumps it off. Granger, let's go with the three. Hits the bucket. 5 points in the game.
This is called you must extend your defense, especially on the three-point marks.
Deflects the pass. Stolen by the Pacers.
Boy, the turnovers are piling up pretty quickly here. We've seen them doing quite a bit of sloppy ball handling.
That's their third turnover in this quarter. Here's Conley following the score by Indiana. From close range, these turnovers can pile up, like you were saying, Clark. And when you cough up the rock, you're forfeiting possessions.
Empty trips, we call them, Kevin, and that's exactly what they've been doing right now. You've got to be aware of where the defense is, and you also have to be ready to be patient and make good decisions with the basketball.
So it's Memphis now.
How much overall is Granger, man? I can't see it.
Following Danny Granger's three. Now Gasol.
And already, that's 4 turnovers. Trailing here in the first, they need to be more aware of what the defense is trying to do and then attack it that way.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. Here's Conley. Under 5 minutes left in the first. And you mentioned awareness, Clark. Boy, that's definitely happening in short supply.
Yeah, I mean, you never want to get off to a start like this. You always want to start sharp.
Here's Conley. They trail by 7.
You know what, Kevin? When you consider what O.J. Mayo has been able to show early in his career, this guy has tremendous confidence and shot-making ability. He's going to be special. He's not their go-to guy offensively normally, but when his number was called, he rose to the occasion. They haven't adjusted to the defensive intensity they're facing, and it's resulted in far too many turnovers here. I mean, just in this quarter alone, they've been throwing it all over the gym.
And here are the Grizzlies now. The Pacers making the shot. Gay backs in. Releases from 15. No good. And Indiana will go the other way with it. And Clark, you're right. It does seem like the defensive intensity has ratcheted up.
It sure has, Kevin. And when that's the case, you've got to be even more strong and more focused with the ball. They've got to try and keep up the pace, but they've got to do it under control.
Here's Conley. About 3.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Timeout called the Grizzlies. A lot of time, games are decided at the line. So let's check out the NBA leaders in that category. And you look at Mayo, 4th in the league, and as consistent as they come at the free throw line.
He's the guy you want shooting free throws late in the ballgame. I mean, he's almost automatic. And when you're a coach with a player like him at the foul line, you feel very comfortable.
Gay with it, looking for his first bucket of the game. And Gasol gets it to go.
Now, looking back, when the Grizzlies Grizzlies traded Pau Gasol, a lot of people wondered what the heck were they doing. But one of the players they got in that trade as a result of a draft choice, his brother Mark. Not very well known initially, but he's making a name for himself. He's big, he's strong, he's not super athletic, but he's got excellent hands. He understands and knows how to play, takes good shots. This guy is a keeper.
Pau Gasol following the score by Indiana.
He's been a go-to guy for him here in the court, doing an outstanding job putting the ball in the basket.
Right wing. Here's Magician. It bounces out of bounds after the shot. Quickly, let's check out the Western Conference standings. The season in full bloom. Take a look at the Spurs. Long way to go still in the season, but even so, they've got the top spot. And checking out Memphis, 9 games back. Both teams making some changes. And here are the Grizzlies now. They trail by 9 points. 2:21 left in the first. Foster backs down. Zach Randolph with the rebound.
Well, the defense put pressure on him, and frankly, he'll miss some of those even when he's wide open.
To Mayo, a steal by Magician.
He just lost another one, Kevin. I mean, he's really having...
And here is Mayo. He has 6. It's tipped, stolen away by the Pacers.
The lob was a little misjudged, and he couldn't get control of it. Tough sequence there.
You're right, Clark. He's not seeing the defense well here.
No, he's not reacting at all, and you hate to see that. I mean, it's tough, but he's a pro, and I think he'll be fine. It's just kind of tough to see right now.
Game with it. Coming in off a 21-point game his last outing. Mayo backs him down. Here's Randolph. It's in for 3. 7 points in the game.
I tell you what, Kevin, both teams have been on the tear. This could be a very high-scoring game.
Magician cans the corner shot.
And right now, Kevin, they're getting everything they want and sending a message while they're doing it.
Down low, here's Mayo. The shot is off, and it's the Pacers taking it the other way. Here's Foster, had a piece of it. The Pacers retain possession. Memphis on D, a 12-point game. Tries to keep it alive. Stolen by the Grizzlies. It's one-on-one.
You know, he's really struggled this game holding on to the basketball.
Magician, all alone, finishes with the soft touch. He's got 10. Here's Conley. The 3 misses the buzzer beater. The Pacers with a comfortable margin.
They've gotten a big lift from their bench. That balanced scoring really bodes well for them.
We're at the end of 1, and it's already a double-digit lead. The score, 34-20. Here's Conley. And be sure to tune in next Wednesday. It's going to be Brandon Roy and the Portland Trail Blazers as they take on the Spurs at the AT&T Center. That one gets underway at 7:30 Eastern.
You can count on it that both teams want to win.
Yep. Here's Conley, guarded by 4. 6 seconds to shoot. Gay can't get it to go. The dump off to Foster. to Ford behind the arc. Gasol with the rebound. Now the Grizzlies with it. They trail by 14. Gasol. Gay with it. Here's Mayo. Converts the difficult shot. He's got 8. As I read the other day, an NBA coach is talking about O.J. Mayo, so he's got one of the best shots I've ever seen for a young guy.
Yeah, I thought that when I saw him at USC the 1 year he played there. And I always thought that he was keeping a little bit in the fuel tank when he was at USC in an effort to fit in. I thought once he got to the pros, he would feel more comfortable unleashing himself. And the game would allow him to unleash himself because of the faster pace and the more possessions. My God, has he shown that to be true. He's putting big points up and doing it almost in an effortless fashion.
I like your assessment. Here's Conley after Danny Granger's bucket. Here's Randolph. Nails it from close range. He's got 9.
That's a strong finish inside. That's where you want to work your magic, Kevin.
Granger kisses it off the glass and in.
He's just so gifted offensively. He's a tough guy to match up with.
Here's Randolph. Dunks it down with one hand.
He's not the guy you would expect to compete in the dunk contest, but he can still throw it down when he needs to.
To Foster. Intercepted.
I think he got baited into throwing that one.
Conley, easy shot. Can't get it to go. And it's the Pacers taking it the other way. Defeated by the Bobcats in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
Their pitfall, their downfall was foul trouble. That pretty much limited their options, made the game disjointed, and it put them at a major disadvantage as the game went on. Well, that was a nice start. After having a good first quarter, he's showing us more of the same here.
And here's what's in store for next Wednesday. It'll be Joe Johnson and the Atlanta Hawks. They will take on the Nuggets in the Mile High City at the Pepsi Center. That'll start at 7 o'clock Eastern.
It'll be fun to watch.
Here's Gasol. Drains it from short range. He has 6.
They run very few plays for him on offense, but he got it done right there.
Jones. Kept alive. Here's Foster. Gets the bucket. Way to stay with it. Sweet touch by the 11th-year veteran out of Southwest Texas State.
But it's okay, the team's playing good.
Here's Mayo from short range. Lays it right in.
Boy, you got to love the way he gets himself to the rack. He knows how to keep the ball away from the defenders and lay it in.
And here is Ford. 11 points last game. Hands it off to Granger, to Jones. 6 seconds to shoot. Granger knocks down the trifecta. He's got 17.
He's picking up right where he left off in the first quarter.
Here's Mayo. Lays it in. Sweet time to lead into the rack.
No one really contested him at the basket that time, Kevin. He's just too good in there to leave the door open for him.
Granger with the ball. He's got 17.
My goodness, it seems like he's got every point this quarter. Just an amazing job helping to cut into this lead.
So it's Memphis now. 15-point game. Picked by Randolph. Right wing. 5 on the shot clock. Here's Gay. Can't hit. And it's the Pacers taking it the other way. After this one, they're off to San Antonio to take on the Spurs. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. Here's Conley. Indiana coming up empty. Gay with it. Guarded by Ford. Mayo hits the tray. He's got 15.
Yeah, absolutely stroking it from outside. I mean, textbook perfect. Good balance, nice high release, splash.
And here is 4. 6 points for him. Over Conley. Ford, that's good. Texas has produced a couple recent National Players of the Year. We've talked about Kevin Durant in past games. TJ Ford is another one, the point guard.
A speed merchant with the ball. Had some injuries early in his career that sidetracked him a bit, but when he's healthy, he's dynamic in getting into the lane and really does a surprisingly good job rebounding the ball from the point guard position. This team really needs this kind of effort, and he is bringing it forward. He's converted time and time again this quarter.
And here is 4. He's got 8. To Jones. Here's Granger. Deflected. Here comes Michael Conley. To Conley. The steal by Ford. Here's Jones. It's blocked. And here are the Grizzlies now. Down by 12. Conley hits the quick shot. He has 5.
Just like they drew it up in practice, Kevin. Sweet dish inside.
In the paint, man.
Here's Magician. Let's take a moment now to check out the top scorers around the league. Now you look at Granger. 3rd in the league. He typically dominates up. He can seemingly score at will.
With his unbelievable scoring ability, he is such a security blanket, not only for his teammates, but for his coaches. I mean, this is a guy that you can count on to produce night in and night out at a high level because there's just not anything he can't do at the offensive end of the floor. It really makes the coach's job a lot easier. Just give him the ball and let him do his thing.
On defense, Indiana. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Here's Gay off the pick. Graceful finish.
Good pick there to set up the layup. That's textbook offensive execution.
The handoff to Granger. Kept alive. Murphy. It's good. Nice offensive rebound.
Right now, second chance points is turning into the story of the game, which is often the case. I mean, they've done an excellent job this quarter of getting some putback and scoring in close. Great vision on display there to pass that in perfectly to the basket. That's how you do it.
Here's Granger. Trains it from just inside the three-point line. He's got 21.
He's really one of the big reasons why they have the lead now. He's playing an extremely efficient game. It's fun to watch.
And here is Mayo. He's got 19. The pick. That's good.
You get a hot hand like him, it's real simple. You need to keep going with it.
Magician lays it right in. He's got 14.
You can't allow him to establish deep position like that. Once he gets it in that close, he's almost unstoppable.
Here's Mayo. Scooped up.
Arthur
makes it from 18 feet out.
Inside outside, Kevin, I love it. He drew the D in and then kicked it out to the open man.
Now Murphy. Here's Magician. Rebounded. Here's Hansbrough. Nails the baby hook. They're in front, 59-47. Mayo plays it in off the glass. He's got 23.
He's been extremely active out there, and he has the stats to prove it. Terrific hustle.
Here's Hansbrough. Buries the short-range jumper.
Great assist on that basket. He's seeing the floor well, and he's making some beautiful passes. Arthur
backs in. Leads him with the pass, and that one's goodbye game.
Effortless, soft layup. Nice play.
Hansbrough, left block. Arthur's there. Baseline jumper, and O.J. Mayo pulls it down. The Grizzlies can trim it to single digits. tipped, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Pacers. And as we get a break, let's take a look at some of the scores from last night's games. Out in Portland, the Trailblazers pick up the win. The Suns falling short there. The Knicks lose one on the road. And there for Chicago. Out in Miami, the Heat picking up a win. The Magic defeated. And back to the game we go. Al Gasol, he has 6. Foster on him. Here's Rignauer. Cuts the score to single digits.
Kicked it to the right guy at the right time. That's a good pass.
Granger. A missed 3. Memphis trailing here. To Conley. Magician is whistled for reaching in. That's his second foul of the game. Having an efficient three-point attack, very tough to defend. Let's see some of the best. You look at the Pacers. They're 4th in the league. So good.
Multiple three-point shooters spaced out behind the three-point line. It's a nightmare for an opposing coach. I mean, these guys love the three-point shot, and they take full advantage of their outstanding shooters by using it a whole lot every game.
Here's Gabe. The shot no good. And it's the Pacers taking it the other way. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Granger with the ball. 21 points in the game. Hands broke. Here's Granger. Off the mark with the 3 ball. Here comes Michael Conley. Trailing here by 8. On the perimeter. 6 seconds to shoot. Gasol nails the easy jumper. He's got 8.
He's a streaky shooter, but when he gets it going, he can put points on the board in a real hurry.
To Foster. Five on the shot clock. Hands broke. Backs down. And the basket by Murphy. Here's Conley. 5 points in the game. Got a piece of it. Stolen away by the Pacers.
Again, they let the defense get a hand on the ball. A little carelessness there. It's difficult to win in the NBA when you give the ball to the other team so much.
Timeout called the Grizzlies. And the Grizzlies with some adjustments here. Here's Conley. If they go on to lose, Clark will have to point to the giveaway.
Without question, Kevin, you're exactly right. I mean, you can't turn the ball over that much and expect to be able to win.
And here's 4. It's a 10-point game. Great finish by Jones. He's got 10. Here comes Michael Conley. Into Zach Randall. Lays it in. Sweet time to lead into the rack. Nice shot by the 9th-year veteran out of Michigan State. And here is 4. Covered by Conley. Here's Magician. No good. And it's Memphis the other way.
I think the defense was crowding him a little bit, threw him off some, so he had to fade just to get room to shoot, and then couldn't adjust.
Drops it in on the way out.
Beautiful delivery with the bounce pass. He kept it away from the defense, which set up the shot perfectly.
So it's Indiana now. They're leading by 8. 4 leads the game in assists. About 6.5 minutes left in the third quarter. For the
vertical game is in full effect. Look out below.
To Granger. 4. Magician backs in. Randolph grabs the board. Here comes Michael Conley. 5 points in the game.
You can't fake from there. It shoots all the time.
Gay with it, guarded by Ford. Shoots from the post, and that one's good by Gay. And here's 4. 8 points for him. 4 is one basket away from a double-double. We'll see what he does here. Here's Jones. Got a hand on it, and he recovers the ball. Terrific deed by Arthur. Hay backs him down. The jump hook hits the jump hook. 10 points for him.
Yeah, both teams have ramped it up here in the second half.
To Jones. Six seconds to shoot. Granger laid in softly off the glass. He's got 23.
He's got a sky-high field goal percentage, and that's because he's been working to get good looks.
Here's Randolph. Connects from in close.
They've really flipped the script here. Their hustle at both ends has got them back into this one.
Here's Magician on the paint. Blocked. Conley with the denial, and it's still a 4-point game. The alley-oop.
My goodness, Kevin, their offense is really caught fire. And if this keeps up, they won't be behind for long.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game. Youth basketball in this country, Clark, always trying to find an edge, better training methods, more games, better coaching. How would you say it compares to the way young basketball players are being guided through the European leagues, European coaches, European schools, to the U.S. school, the U.S. system?
Well, you know what? It's really interesting. I'm not quite as familiar with how European players are trained other than what I've read and heard from other people. And there seems to be...
And here are the Grizzlies now. It's a 5-point game. On the wing, Granger to hands. 6 seconds to shoot. Hansbrough is called for the charge. And that's his first foul. And be sure to tune in next Sunday. It'll be Carmelo Anthony and the Denver Nuggets. They head into FedEx Forum to take on the Grizzlies. The action starts at 3 o'clock Eastern Time.
You know they're going to be extra hyped up for this one.
You're right. You're right. Memphis trailing here.
He's on fire, Kevin. Just keep giving him the arm.
Indiana leading. Murphy to number 23. Granger. It takes a bad bounce and goes out of bounds. And a chance now to check out the schedule for Indiana. They'll be playing the Celtics. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Here's Conley. 12 points for him. Gasol, the gorgeous reverse.
Beautiful reverse. He got his glide on and left the D in the rearview mirror.
To Foster. Leads him in. Hansbrough. And it's Rudy Gay with the rebound. The Grizzlies with a big possession.
Can they come back to take the lead?
To the right side. Here's Mayo. Can't take the lead. And here we go with Danny Granger. He's got 32.
Wow. It's been all offense all game. Everybody's got the hot hand.
Giannix kept alive. Here's Mayo. Capitalized on the offensive rebound.
He's done a really nice job of maintaining focus, staying sharp, and providing his team with offense.
To number 23. Granger. The shot is up, and it's Memphis the other way.
He hasn't been able to get on track here.
Here's Giannix. It's good from beyond the arc.
Great job to get back into this one, Kevin. They're playing hard and hanging right in there.
Timeout called the Pacers. Cheryl Miller met with Jim O'Brien earlier. Cheryl, what do you have?
Hey guys, he wants them to get out on the break. He says, the second we get the ball, I want to see guys flying down the court. If you're tired, let me know. Otherwise, put the pedal to the metal, guys.
Thank you, Cheryl. And here is 4. 8 points for him. And inside, snatched up. Gabe gets another shot, and this time it counts.
He's starting to pick up his game in this half.
Indiana trailing here. Hibbert backs in. Murphy. And here is 4. Can't put an end to the run.
Well, it's obvious they definitely come out ahead when it comes to rebounding in this particular contest. Boxing out, good positioning, and then pursuing the pumper.
On defense, Indiana trailing by 4. Here's Mayo. No luck. And it's the Pacers taking it the other way. And those rebounds, Clark, you're talking about, they're creating opportunities for them. That's still a close game.
Yeah, it sure is, Kevin. That's right. It is a close game. This game is a lot closer than it should be, but I still think they need to step it up on the offensive end of the floor.
Right around 5 minutes left in the fourth. And here are the Grizzlies now, following the score by Indiana.
He's really been the focus of their offensive game, and he's come through for his team as they've built this lead.
Hibbert inside. He's up against Gasol. Magician blocked. Good team by Randolph. Memphis leading. Tried to convert on the alley-oop, but snatched away. Here's Magician. Finished off the break.
Big play there. Activity on defense can get you some easy buckets at the other end.
And here is Mayo. He's got 36. Gabe drains the easy jumper.
Well, he's having a great half here. Exactly the opposite of the first.
And here is 4. 8 points for him. Here's Hibbert inside. Puts it in for 2.
Good job of leading his man right to the rim for the bucket.
The Grizzlies still holding on to a small lead.
It's anyone's game right now, partner. Every possession is critical.
Here's Randolph. 19 points in the game. Gabe backs down. 13 feet out. Shots good.
After a subpar first half, I like the way he's been much more aggressive here in the second, finding a way to hit his shot and get more shots.
And Indiana has possession. 4-point game. Ford kept alive. Ford outside. Buried by 4. And he's got a double-double. And here are the Grizzlies now. The lead is 2. Here's Randolph, averaging 18 points a game. Here's Conley to the wing. To the right wing. 5 on the shot clock. Here's Gabe, and it's Ford with the rebound.
Both teams really matching up well on the board. We've got ourselves a pretty good game here, Kevin.
To Ford. And here is Mayo. He's got 36. Here's Conley.
Come on, man, box him up.
The pass cut off by Magician. Ford to take the lead. Flies in for the layup.
A great look ahead up court to set up the easy fast break finish.
The Grizzlies call timeout here and take their last 20-second timeout. They're trailing by 2. 1:43 left in the fourth.
That was a good steal.
Here's Conley. He's got 12. Hands in the air. Conley's shot is off.
Well, he doesn't have the softest touch. With the D right in his face, that made all the difference.
Stolen by the Grizzlies.
I asked the pass, I didn't make a pass, man.
Here's Gasol. Lays it in off the glass.
Kevin, that's what you expect from him. When the pressure's at its highest, with the game on the line, that's when he's at his best.
Granger with the ball. He's got 34. Murphy kisses it off the glass and in.
Those are the shot opportunities you want, right in the lane.
Gasol gets in close. Finishes with the soft touch.
Huge bucket. Man, what a game.
Less than 1 minute left. Here's Ford. And that is good.
He'll make that shot all game long. The defense has got to get over the top of that screen.
Here's Randall. Gasol from short range. Lays it right in. And here's Ford. He's got 16. Here's Magician.
Foul, man.
Barely says.
They got a foul to give here if they need it.
They trail by 2. 19 seconds left in the game. Mark, what do you think?
Talk about a really big possession. This is it. They've got to score here. They need a basket. Don't worry about the clock at this point. Make sure you get a high-quality shot and knock it down.
And here is Mayo. He's got 36. Here's Conley.
Go to the play, man. Go to the play. Go.
It's tipped. A steal by Magician. Here's the break. 4 from inside. Set up with the dish by Magician. And he's got a double-double.
Yeah, they're looking in pretty good shape right now unless they have a total collapse.
Here's Mayo. Shoots the 3. Offline. The Pacers win the hard-fought game as they outlast the Grizzlies 121-117. Ford is the Jordan Brand player of the game and some solid numbers.
Well, he was the initiator and the playmaker for their offense, Kevin. He kept his head up and created a bunch of easy scores with his passing.
Well, that's it for us. On behalf of Clark Kellogg, Cheryl Miller, and me, Kevin Harlan, thanks for tuning to NBA basketball on 2K Sports.
We didn't be the
Check
player
it
of
out.
the game.
Your play had me on the edge of my seat all game long. I'd like to start off by saying that I thought your shot selection was fantastic. I've always stressed the importance of good shot selection. It's nice to see that you don't give away possessions with bad shots. I tell you, another thing I really liked out there was your ball distribution. The guy dropping the dime doesn't usually get as much love as the guy dropping the bucket, but I believe it's more satisfying. That's probably enough tooting your horn for now. Keep up this level of play.
I mean, come on, man. We've been the player of the game. Bears, Bucks, Boston. Now we're playing with the first of the Western Conference. Okay. Oh, we are starters.
Magician gets the nod, and this is the first time hearing his name called in the starting lineup.
Well, he hasn't solidified himself yet in the NBA, but this is a guy that I think has a chance to be a solid pro. I don't think he'll ever be a star, but if he can maintain the right work ethic and attitude, I think there's a place in the league for him.
Why he didn't?
Now Murphy really played well against Memphis in his last outing. And let's check out the Sprite Ice Cold keys to the game. As you look at the Pacers, what do you think will be the key for them?
I think the whole team has to be on the same page when you're facing a player as good as Tim Duncan is. If you don't keep him off the boards, he can take over a game with his offensive rebound, giving his team extra possession. So boxing him out is your priority.
And as for San Antonio, Clark, how about them? What's the key for them?
He's explosive whether he starts or comes off the bench. Manu Ginobili, a very well-versed offensive player.
You bring up a great point. A lot of guys couldn't handle him. Am I going to start? Am I going to come off the bench? This guy has managed it very well.
He has, because he can drive it and get to the foul line, and he also can make threes, and he's not afraid of the big shot.
And here's Duncan following the score by Indiana. Jefferson backs down. Shoots from 12. Ranger with the rebound. And it's the Pacers ball. And this matchup with the Spurs, it's their first meeting of the season.
Yep, they'll see him twice this season, so not a lot of face time with these guys.
Ranger misses.
I
And
keep
it's the
the ball to
Spurs
Granger.
with the
I
ball.
don't know why he gave it inside.
Here's Ginobili. Off the mark with the three ball.
Tough break there, Kev. He found an opening on the floor and got a nice clear look. Just didn't convert.
The pull-up jumper was good by Magician. Here's Parker. Turned in an outstanding game against Golden State. To Manu. Screen by Duncan. Ginobili. Rebounded by Troy Murphy. San Antonio on D. Trailing by 2. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
One of the big things was, I think, their ability to drain the long ball. They took smart shots, found the opportunities when they were there, and I really think that was the biggest difference. They took advantage of what was there.
Here's Parker. He had 27 points last game.
Kicked it to the right guy at the right time. That's a good pass.
And Indiana has possession. I'll keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
That was some great tenacity on the court from him, Kevin. I mean, good solid D. Lots of activities with the active feet and hands, getting their hands on balls, slapping balls away. I think that helped them jumpstart their offense.
Magician gets the reach-in call. That's his first foul. Let's take a moment now to check out the top scorers around the league. Well, you look at Granger, third in the league. He typically dominates out there. He can seemingly score at will.
Well, you know, this guy is such a dynamic scorer. He's got everything in his offensive arsenal that you want to see that allows him to carry his team. I mean, they play through him because he does it all offensively. On the other hand, for the defense, he's an absolute nightmare. You can't figure out what you want to take away from him.
So it's Indiana now. After the basket by San Antonio. Here's Magician. Shot is off. Well, the Spurs will take it the other way. Parker. Here's McDice from short range. Race the finish.
You got to give this guy a lot of credit. He's out there playing injured, and he's still finding a way to score.
And Indiana has possession. And the rebound goes to Duncan.
He's not giving an inch on defense. He really bothered that shot.
It's off his leg. And it's whistled a kick.
So easy.
Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east. Already we are in December. We'll take a look at the Cavaliers. Right now they're off to a fast start. First place in the conference. And of course Indiana, 6.5 games behind them. And here is Jefferson. His last outing, 16 points for him. McDice, a screen. 6 seconds to shoot. Duncan does not get the go-ahead bucket.
That's not something you'll see very often. Got the mid-range jumper he wanted, but off target.
That's good. He's got 10.
Beautiful pass there to find his man streaking up court.
I have all the points of the team. Seriously, no.
Here's Duncan. The bank shot won't fall. Indiana leading. Here's Granger. Drains it from the low block.
He's just so gifted offensively. He's a tough guy to match up with.
First game starters.
And here is Jefferson. Shoots from the post. Nice move. Rebounded by Troy Murphy.
Well, he doesn't have the softest touch. And with the D right in his face, that made all the difference. Hey, my man, a word to the wise. There is a reason you're that open. Leave that shot alone.
I was going
Duncan.
for 2 points, but
Lays it in. Sweet time to lead into the rack.
Excellent anticipation there, Kev. He placed that pass perfectly.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game. Both teams changing it up. And here is Ford. His last outing, he had 18 points.
it didn't change the score.
So it's Indiana now. Here's Magician in close. Finishes with the soft touch. He's got 12. San Antonio trailing here. Here's Ginobili. Kisses it off the glass and in.
Great pass into the lane. He'll take that one every time.
Down low. Picked by Murphy. 5 on the shot clock. Off the pick. Duncan corrals the miss inside. And so here is San Antonio, trailing by 2. Duncan. And it's tied up. 6 points for him.
He's really been efficient in the quarter so far. I love the way he's looking for his offense.
Magician, guarded by Mason. Kick out, outside. To Foster. Duncan is there. 6 seconds to shoot. Lays it right in.
Oh, an easy lay-in there. The D cannot allow that to happen.
Here's Mason. Gets in close. Lays it right in.
I tell you what, Kevin, both teams have been on a tear. This could be a very high-scoring game.
Granger with the ball. Last game he had 34 points. Granger connects from in close. I don't know if you ask the average fan, if you ask them to name the top small forwards in the league, if they would pick Danny Granger. But you might. It's certainly a rising star of that position.
If you've been watching the NBA, you'd have to pick him too. I mean, this guy has been spectacular. Consistently scoring the ball at a high level. Getting to the foul line much better than he did in the past. Adding that to his three-point game. And he's is also becoming a much better playmaker, Kevin. Not only is he looking to score, he's driving the ball, looking to create for other people. And I think that's a sign of continuing growth in Danny Granger's game.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Let's take a peek now here at the league leaders in rebounding. Well, you look at Duncan, third in rebounding, and what a physical presence inside.
When you talk about rebounders, this guy is relentless, and that's why he's one of the very best we have in the league. He goes after all rebounds. He never gives up on a missed shot. Whether it's near him or not, this guy's using his body, his quickness, his strength, and everything he has to beat people to rebound.
Ginobili can't hit.
They're losing the battle on the boards here early. Not by a bunch, but here and there, just not quite in the best position.
And here comes Barton. Right now averaging 21 points a game. Here's Jefferson, lays it in. Sweet dime to lead into the ring. And you're right about the boards, Clark. It seems like they're having a tough time.
I think they need to do a better job of blocking out, Kevin, and just get settled in down there.
Now Murphy. Last time out he had 14 points. It's rebounded by Jefferson.
That shot didn't have a chance. He doesn't have the softest touch, and the defense was in his jersey. Got to look for a better shot.
Nice shot by Ginobili. And here is Ford. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Ford. The shot, no good. Well, the Spurs will take it the other way. Here's Ginobili. Yes, from downtown. He's got 7.
Manu Ginobili hails from Bahia Blanca, Argentina. And boy, has he made his native countrymen proud. He is one of the outstanding clutch shooters in the history of the game. It seems he's always ready to take and make big shots when the game is on the line, either outside or driving to the goal.
Here's Parker following the score by Indiana. And here is Jefferson. Over Murphy. Jefferson's shot is off.
He's had some problems finding the range here in this quarter.
On the wing, Granger. Poked away. Here's Magician. Inside. Finishes with the soft touch. He's got 18.
He's got a sky-high field goal percentage, and that's because he's been working to get good looks.
Ginobili. Carries another.
He can't be stopped. He's having a party out there.
And here is Ford. From deep. Misses the buzzer beater. The Spurs with the narrow lead.
They're looking to find the open man, and you can see their advantage in assists. If I had to point out an area for improvement, it would be on the offensive glass. They need somebody to...
Okay.
And here we go, ready for some more good action in the second quarter. Here's Parker. We hope you're going to tune into the NBA on Christmas Day. It's going to be LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And they'll take on the Los Angeles Lakers. He gets the game at 2 o'clock Eastern Time.
We'll see how it plays out.
Good for the three-point play. Indiana trailing here. Here's Magician. Tim Duncan with the rebound. San Antonio leading. Dumps it off. Here's Mason. Nails the easy jumper. 7 points in the game.
Even though it was early in the shot clock, that's an opportunity you can't pass up, Kevin.
To number 23. Right corner. 6 seconds to shoot. Down low to Ford. It bounces out of bounds after the shot. Who are the league's best setup artists? Let's check it out. And you look at Parker. Currently 5th in the league in assists. Such court vision.
Simply put, he is a superlative dime dropper. He wants to set his teammates up so they can score. As a matter of fact, he gets more enjoyment out of an assist than he does out of a basket for himself. That's the kind of leadership you like. A guy who wants to make other people look good by scoring the ball.
And that one's good. Parker.
These guys are in the zone. They're taking it over.
Granger knocks it down from 19 feet. He's got 9. Ginobili with the ball. He's got 9. From close range, gets the lay-in.
That's where you're going to get the high percentage look. Easy two there.
Granger knocks down the open jumper. Sweet touch by the 5th-year veteran out of New Mexico. Here's Ginobili. He gets hammered and he'll head to the line. It's on Troy Murphy. Quickly, let's check out the Western Conference standing. The season in full bloom. You look at San Antonio, long way to go still in the season, but even so, they've got the top spot. And checking out the Clippers, right on their heels. He knocks down the first one.
Manu Ginobili is the only player ever to win the EuroLeague title, an NBA championship, and an Olympic gold medal. Well, I'll tell you what, folks, this guy is fantastic at getting to the rim, and he always seems to be at his best when the games mean the most. He's one of the premier clutch players in the NBA. He can hurt you from the three-point line. He's a masterful driver and finisher from all angles and from either side of the floor, and he packs a lot of production into limited playing time. He is truly one of the outstanding players in the world.
And that one's good. Tucker. And here's 4. Right now averaging 17 points a game. We hope you're going to tune into the NBA on Christmas Day. It's going to be Dwight Howard and the Orlando Magic. They'll be playing host to the visiting Boston Celtics. It all starts at 2:30 Eastern.
They're a lot of fun to watch right now.
You're right. Here's Parker. He's got 6. Ginobili with the ball. In close, foul, hard. Will take a trip to the line. They get Danny Granger. And as we get a break, let's take a look at some of the scores from last night's games. It was success for the Nets on the road. The Toronto Raptors with the loss. The Nuggets grab one on the road. New Orleans taking the loss there. And here is 4. Jones, defended by Jefferson. Here's Hansbrough, sinks the open shot.
Inside, outside, Kevin, I love it. He drew the D in and then kicked it out to the open man.
To the paint, Brentman. Laid in softly off the glass.
Great assist on that basket. He's seeing the floor well, and he's making some beautiful passes.
Magician, right wing. Jones, defended by Jefferson. Down low to Granger. The 3, shot's good. 18 points for him.
Just like the one he had in the first. He's a dangerous shooter out there.
Ginobili. Shoots from the post, and it's Ford with the rebound.
Once he gets it inside, Kevin, he's really a good finisher. That's a good effort defensively to force the miss.
And here is Ford. To number 23, knocks it loose. Let's go with the 3. Granger, good.
Well, that was a nice start. After having a good first quarter, he's showing us more of the same here.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. Now a chance to see the NBA leaders in steals. Well, you look at Manu Ginobili. Opposing teams always need to know where he is on the court.
What makes him one of the very best at coming up with steals, he's got the long reach, the long arms, but he's got quickness and anticipation as well. And it's one thing to have those ingredients, but it's another to use them smartly at the defensive end of the floor. And for a coach to have a guy like this, it really frees you up. You just let this guy roam, and he's going to make plays for you at the defensive end. For me, Tim Duncan is one of the greatest power forwards to ever play the game. His efficiency and his skill level is what makes him one of the greats of all time. He's a guy that I think would have been an outstanding player even if he was only 6'5", because he can handle the ball, he can shoot it, he's got a tremendous IQ, and his footwork is fantastic. You hear me? Fantastic. 5-star footwork, and he's got all the shots with his back to the basket, and nobody shoots the 15 to 17-foot bank shot any better than Mr. Fundamental, Tim Duncan.
And so here is San Antonio. Indiana coming up empty. Here's Ginobili. Can't hit the three-pointer.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
It's hauled in by Ginobili. San Antonio trailing here. To Ginobili. Drops it in on the layup.
No one really contested him at the basket that time, Kevin. He's just too good in there to leave the door open.
And the Pacers call time here. We hope you're going to tune into the NBA on Christmas Day. The Nuggets playing away from Denver. They travel to Portland to take on the Blazers at the Rose Garden. That one gets underway at 7:30 Eastern.
You can count on it that both teams want to win.
Yep. Kept alive. Here's Granger. Hooked it off the offensive rebound. 23 points in the game.
This guy is perfect from the field in the quarter. They need to keep finding ways to get him the ball.
On the shot clock. Bonner. There's the buzzer, and that's a shot clock violation. And a chance now to check out the schedule for Indiana. They'll be playing the Celtics. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Indiana leading to the free throw line. To Murphy. Granger. Hansbrough. Covered by Duncan. Puts the move on. Here's Magician. Nailed it with just a little time left on the shot clock. He's got 20.
Well, he's playing a well-rounded game, and he's really helped them in a number of ways.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. Now Finley. Over Granger. And Finley gets it to go. So it's Indiana now. 1:56 left in the second. Here's Magician. Buries the teardrop layup.
Those floaters are difficult to hit, but he made it look easy right there.
To the middle. Duncan. Kept alive. Here's Finley. Off target for 3.
Boy, they've really been scrapping for rebounds in this one. Neither club really dominating the other.
Here's Bonner. Flushes it with the one-handed jam. He completes the three-point play. And you're right about the dogfight, Clark. You can tell that both teams really want this one.
Yeah, without question. And with it being as close as it is right now, a hard-fought game, you expect this intensity to keep up.
Here's Parker. Indiana coming up empty. Parker. And he'll go to the line. Having an efficient three-point attack, very tough to defend. Let's see some of the best. You look at Indiana, they're 4th in the league. So good.
Multiple three-point shooters spaced out behind the three-point line. It's a nightmare for an opposing coach. I mean, these guys love the three-point shot, and they take full advantage of their outstanding shooters by using it a whole lot.
And Indiana has possession. It's a one-point game. Here's Magician. Hangs and hits. He's got 24.
Excellent elevation on that shot. He had time to bring it around, double clutch, balance his checkbook, and still lay it in.
Ginobili with the ball. 15 points in the game. Stolen by the Pacers.
You have to play smart with the ball in your hand.
Yes, and the foul. It's going to be on Roger Mason.
First team. Magician. Shooting one.
Good for the three-point play. Here's Parker. 8 points for him. Right block. No up. And it's the Pacers taking it the other way. Next up in the docket, the Bucks following this one. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Granger misses.
And after that first miss, they're 3 of 4. They're trying to run them out of the building right now.
Durant. Parker. Off the basket by Parker. And that gives him a double-double. A tight game here in San Antonio. Granger with the ball. The three won't fall. And here comes Parker. 10 points for him. Brantley backs him down. The jump hook. Parker leads the game in assists.
We've seen them make 3 of their first 4 shots. That's good shooting to jumpstart them here.
Here's Magician. Too much mustard on that one. Here are the Spurs with the ball. They've trailed by as many as 6. High post. Duncan with the hook shot. That's good. He's got 10.
That makes it 4 for 5 to start the third. Really coming out of halftime looking to get a big jump on the opponent.
Granger with the ball. 25 points in the game. Here's Magician. Knocks it down from 19 feet. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. Some adjustments for both teams. Here's Parker. He's got 10. Right around, 7 minutes left in the third. Mason to the left block. Here's McDyess. Kept alive to Parker. Manu buries the triple. Nice bucket by the 8-year veteran out of Argentina. Here's Magician from short range. Oh, barely misses the shot, but he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on Roger Mason.
Not a bad foul there, Kevin. You don't want him to get the easy layup.
And he makes the first one. Gets them both. Ginobili with the ball. He's got 18. To the elbow. Manu backs in. And inside. Graceful finish. 20 points for him.
Wow, I think he shocked him there, Kevin. Not the guy you expect to hurt you in the post.
The handoff to number 23. To Murphy. 6 seconds to shoot. Here's Watson. And misses. What was that on? Mason blocked, but he stays with it. Parker takes a three. That's good. 13 points in the game.
Well, the D would live with that. That's really not his range. So even though he bags a three, I figure they'll still let him shoot those.
Jones, he's covered by Ginobili. Good from 11 feet out.
Kevin, this has really been a competitive, fun game.
Here's Mason. Hits the tray. They push their lead to 5.
He's doing a good job of playing inside-out basketball. In other words, they're forcing the defense to collapse, and that leaves somebody on the perimeter open, and that guy is getting the ball on time and in rhythm.
Indiana trailing here. To number 23. Jones. He's covered by Ginobili. Here's Murphy. Hits his first attempt.
They say the mid-range game is becoming a lost art in the NBA, but you certainly couldn't tell it from watching that play. What a sweet stroke.
Here's Parker. He's got 13. A three. Ginobili can't hit.
That was a judgment call. He took a quick shot there, but I thought it was a pretty good look.
Great finish by Magician. 33 points for him.
It's a great look ahead up court to set up the easy, fast break finish.
Duncan cans the shot.
That's unselfish team basketball right there, Kevin.
So it's Indiana now. The most they've trailed by is 9 points. Here's Granger. Hits the elbow jumper.
The intensity level has really picked up here in the second half.
Here's Mason. Cans it from in close. 12 points for him.
Defense left him just a little window to get through, and he just ducked in for the layup. Terrific job.
Granger with the ball. 27 points for him. Murphy. It takes a bad bounce and goes out of bounds. And a quick look now at how San Antonio's schedule is shaping up. They'll be matched up against Portland. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand. We'll see a new set here for the Spurs. San Antonio is just getting everything they want inside.
Points in the paint have been the story so far, and I don't think it's going to change unless this team starts defending with physicality, bodying up without fouling.
Here's Rep. He completes the three-point play. Here comes TJ Ford. 6 points for him. Here's Hibbert on the paint. Lays it right in.
Good job of leading his man right to the rim for the bucket.
San Antonio leading.
It's a rookie well, not his game.
Tipped. Just over 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Magician, he gets hammered and he'll head to the line. That one on Jefferson.
Contact certainly altered that shot. The official was right on top of it.
He knocks down the first one.
This is a positive trend for them. They've hit all of their free throws in this half so far. That's a good sign. Get to the line and knock them down.
Clark, has an up-tempo team ever been a team that will go deep into the playoffs? We've had teams that have come close, teams that will excite, teams that will certainly draw a lot of attention because of the high numbers back up game in and game out. But can that team have the wherewithal to go through the playoffs and maybe make the finals? And who knows, even win a championship? Can that be done with that up-tempo style of play?
You know what, Kevin? It has not been done yet. You'd have to go back to the Lakers, the run-and-gun Lakers of the 80s, but they were a good defensive team as well. I think you need a combination. It's fine to play up-tempo, but you have to be able to defend consistently in the playoffs and also be able to go to your half-court game. As a fan and broadcaster, I would love to see an up-tempo team not only get to the finals, but win it. But that's only going to happen if that up-tempo team is solid defensively as well.
Shooting team.
And he makes the first one.
For Tony Parker, the thing that jumps out at you is his ability to score in the paint. But he's really added a nice jump shot to his repertoire as well. He can make threes. He doesn't like to shoot a lot of them, but the mid-range jump shot he possesses now makes him one of the premier scoring point guards in the league.
Granger with the ball. He's got 27. Outright. Here's Magician. Nails it from close range. 37 points for him.
Easy look in the paint. The defense got abused there.
For the
Fantastic pass to set the alley-oop jam up there. You gotta love that.
And here is 4. 10 points for him. Foster, covered by Parker. From downtown. Board, no up.
Well, it's clear they've got the advantage on the boards in this one, Kevin.
Here comes Parker. Duncan down low. Foster on him. With 1 on the clock, Parker's shot is off. And, you know, they've definitely been more active under the glass, out rebounding, out hustling.
Yeah, and if they can continue to create those chances, Kevin, then their momentum, I think, will stay positive, and they'll be able to build on that.
Here's Parker. He's got 15. Deflects the pass. Stolen away by the Pacers. Here's Granger. It counts. And the foul.
That's his first personal foul, 4th team foul.
We'll see a new set here for the Spurs.
Oh my God. Let's drop it. 3 minutes.
And here is Hill. A quick shot. Jefferson's shot is off.
How much better a look do you need? Good mid-range shooter. Should have been money in the bank. These clubs have been lighting up the scoreboard all game long.
The dump off to Hill. The steal by Foster.
They haven't adjusted to the defensive intensity they're facing, and it's resulted in far too many turnovers here. I mean, just in this quarter alone, they've been throwing it all over the gym.
The Pacers giving up on the turnover. That's their 6th of the game. Here's Parker. He's got 19. And Clark, you're right. It does seem like the defensive intensity has ratcheted up.
It sure has, Kevin. And when that's the case, you've got to be even more strong and more focused with the ball. They've got to try and keep up the pace, but they've got to do it under control.
It stays here. Pacers give up possession. Magician, left wing. Kept alive. 4 from close range. Schultz on the layup.
Well, you know, it hasn't been much of a contest under the boards, Kevin. They're pulling the ball down. They're controlling that area of the game.
Shots good from Mason. And here's 4. 20 points for him. Here's Granger. And the rebound goes to Roger Mason. They are pulling down a lot of rebounds, Clark, but the score isn't really showing that's been an advantage so far.
But you know what, Kevin? Not yet. But if they can start hitting more shots, I mean, you still got to put the ball in the basket while keeping up the dominance on the glass. Then you've got something that you can work with. That kind of combination will be tough to contain.
Good for the three-point play.
In the first half, he was able to get to the line a little bit more. Let's see if he can pick it up here.
And here is four. Magician floats it in with the soft touch.
What an acrobatic finish. I love the dunk, but you got to give it up for that kind of layup.
Here's Parker. He's got 19. Ginobili on the wing. No good from three-point territory. Here's Magician. Nice shot, but what an assist by Ford. And he's got a double-double. San Antonio leading. Mason sinks it. And here's Ford. 1-1 in the game. To Murphy. Here's Granger. Kisses it off the glass and in.
Huge bucket. Man, what a game.
The Spurs still hold a narrow lead.
It's a nail-biter, Kev. This one's coming right down to the wire.
Less than 1 minute left.
He's feeling it now, Kevin. They better smother him before he really catches fire.
The Pacers need every bucket to have a chance. Jones. Magician inside, puts it in for two.
He's not normally a prolific scorer, but he's giving them a big lift in this one.
And here comes Ginobili. He's got 27. The Spurs will look to run down the clock. 2-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Mason. It's knocked from deep.
Kevin, over the course of the game, they've got you done. This should be an insurmountable lead.
The Pacers call time. They trail by 4. 9 seconds left to the fourth. Clark, what are your thoughts?
Every second counts now. You got to score quickly, then foul.
Magician can't answer back with his own three.
Anytime a guy scores on you, it's natural that you want to go right back at him. But he couldn't match that last three.
The Spurs went the distance as they outlast the Pacers, 124-120. For his steady play, Tony Parker has earned his place as the Jordan Brand Player of the Game.
Yeah, he did an amazing job of seeing the play ahead of time and setting up his teammates with good looks. Great performance.
$25 assists. Oh my God. 25 assists.
Check it out. Your play had me on the edge of my seat all game long. Your shot selection was outstanding tonight. Some of them didn't fall, but that doesn't mean they weren't good shots.
And I was better
Taking the
than
right
Parker.
shots gives your team the best chance possible to win games. Next, I don't think your man is feeling too good about his game. After all, most of his shots were bad shots. Your defense was smothering. Nothing will earn you more respect than smothering defense like that. Ultimately, if you can keep up that level of play, good things will happen.
Okay, guys. Be right back.
Let me tell you why I love KG and what he stands for. The man can find a positive in any negative. The beautiful thing about when you go through a slide is that you learn from it. Not just saying that you learn from it, but applying the things that you've learned. He makes mistakes, he learns, he becomes an NBA legend. It's not a bad model to follow. Man, since we're just sitting here, let me tell you about what I think is the greatest play in NBA history. It was the 1980 NBA Finals. Julius Erving and the Philadelphia 76ers were taking on the Magic Johnson-led Lakers. Actually, why don't I let my man Magic describe the play to you? We cut him off, and there was nowhere for him to go but out of bounds. It's still the greatest move I've ever seen in basketball. The all-time greatest. Since you're sitting there literally doing nothing, let me tell you one of my favorite Wilt Chamberlain quotes. They say that nobody is perfect. Then they tell you practice makes perfect. I wish they'd make up their minds. I don't know why, but that always makes me smile.
I don't have time for another game, so that's why I'm going around those. What he said. It will be nice to play with Milo. Okay guys, anyway, thanks for watching.